Okay, it is currently 54 degrees. I'm about to take a barefoot hike in Uwharrie National Forest. Been building up to this for last year, taking chilly hikes. We'll just see how it goes. So far, it is not as chilly as I thought it would be. It's chilly, but it's more like, it's chilly in the way that like drinking ice water is chilly, except that you're continually drinking it. Once you get moving, it's really not cold at all. This would be a good time to talk about the benefits. Why do people choose to hike barefoot, live barefoot? Such a weird word. I don't even think barefoot anymore. I think if I'm wearing shoes, there's a word for that. If I'm just not wearing them, that's just natural. I don't call it barefoot. People ask, why do you get into this? And the benefits are attention, fatigue, and posture. Knowing that you could step on something sharp at any moment makes you more aware of your surroundings. And when I was starting out, I would hike looking at the ground right in front of my feet, and then I was able to focus on the ground maybe 5 feet ahead, maybe 10 feet ahead, and remember what was coming. And then now I'm just aware of it unconsciously, the same way you don't bump into furniture in your house. That attention opening came upon me so gradually, I didn't even think about it, but I had an experience that showed me its nature. I have a campsite up here that I like to hang out at, and then I turned off the trail like 60 feet too soon. I realized my mistake, got back on the trail, only now it was like a trail I had never seen before. My eyes were open to it in an am I lost kind of a way. I knew that I wasn't lost. I knew that my campsite was just another few feet up the trail. But I think this is why being lost is so intense, is that your attention is on everything, analyzing it for threats and for clues to your whereabouts. It's a completely different kind of attention. And hiking without shoes opens you up to having that kind of attention when you're not scared, which is a good attention to have. Like as I'm talking to you, I'm watching this tiny spider right here, watching him commence a web. I wouldn't have even noticed that a few years ago, with shoes on. It's like an everything everywhere all at once kind of a feel. And I guess that means the shot is over. Let's continue. No worries.
You ain't cold, man?
No. I was doing this video because I didn't know for sure. I just tend to not wear shoes, but I'm not outside for very long. So, no, it turned out it's not cold at all once you get moving.
Yeah, I can see that.
She'd probably go all day.
Yeah, she will. Took her to the dog park the other day. She ran for 3 hours straight.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot my good mic, so I don't know if you can hear me. But to my point about awareness or attention, I don't remember which one I called it. But that's all of life, is what you're paying attention to. What are you paying attention to today? Like right now, got this really wonderful shot of this waterfall. Lay down this stick. That's nice, right? But set up on this rock right here, you get details you didn't even see before. You get details you could not have seen before. And then flag off the sun with your hand like that, you can see different details. And there's just not time to have a narrow attention. That's why I walk barefoot. In photography terms, with the wide lens I've got, you can't take a picture of that creek from over here, even though this tree is interesting. And you can't take a picture of it from over here, even though this tree is interesting. You've got to shift your perspective. And even though this tree is a little less interesting, it's the one I can see. So it's gonna help me get this shot. Okay. Another benefit. It's actually two benefits that they're related to each other is fatigue and posture. I started wearing barefoot shoes about 12 years ago on my honeymoon in Hawaii because I needed sandals, but I was too embarrassed, and so I bought barefoot shoes. Like, oh, those are cool, those look athletic, oh, those look hip. And so I wore them, and I found out I hiked for miles and I didn't get tired. I've done, on accident, an 11-mile loop in this forest because I took a wrong turn, and I felt nothing. Because with a shoe, your ankle is mostly rigid, and you have to lift your whole leg and move it forward. Barefoot, you push with the foot that's still on the ground, moving yourself. So it's a totally different way of moving yourself forward. With shoes, you're moving your body forward one leg at a time. With barefoot, you're moving your body forward with your toes, which they are meant to do. They don't have to move very far to propel your whole body. And it leads to better posture. When your feet are being used that way, your feet not only get stronger, I wish I had before and after photos because my toes have changed, they become a wider base to hold you, and they're holding you in a way that straightens your knees, straightens your hips, straightens your back, straightens your neck. You correct all of your posture right there by going barefoot more or conditioning yourself to walk barefoot. Other thing is your skin gets tougher. Is that a benefit? It's a benefit if you want to keep doing this. I just walked like 200 feet through the bare forest, off the trail, didn't even think about it. It was like, oh, there's pine cone, don't step on that. Just walked. It wasn't uncomfortable. Holly leaves don't even penetrate anymore. And they're not callous, they're just tough. I'm gonna splash in the creek, then we'll talk about harms. This is the real danger. It's the slipperiness after a rain. The big risk is actually the muscles in your feet that are not used to working. If you are used to wearing conventional footwear, your foot is going to spread out in a way that's natural, but that it's not used to, and you're going to be sore in places you've never been sore. You didn't know you could be sore, so you want to pace yourself, build up to it. That's true if you're wearing barefoot shoes like I have. It's the same phenomenon there. The risk, puncture wounds is the first thing people think of, but that's not actually. I've been puncture wounded one time. Your expanded attention is going to steer you clear of most things that could hurt you, and if you are setting your foot down like you live here, instead of pricking gingerly through the forest, you are going to have a better time. You're just going to feel it less. I did used to get like pine needle splinters in my feet. Those are not nice, but I've toughened up over time. I don't even I barely get a scratch anymore. Your hands are going to be more scuffed up after a day of yard work than your feet will after walking. But the time you need to know the area. Don't be hiking somewhere there's glass or metal, but I stepped on a cactus in the middle of the woods near my house. I didn't know there was cactus in the forest in North Carolina. Aren't we in the wrong state for prickly pear cactus? So if I'd known that, I would have been actively paying attention to where it could be hiding under leaves, and it wouldn't have happened. So muscles are really a bigger risk than wounds. Just build up to it. Bring a pair of shoes to put on if you are starting to get foot sore. Don't push it. I'll bring my shoes in case I come to a part of the trail that's just gravel or something uncomfortable to walk on. And included that is pine forests. I tend to avoid walking. I'll do it, but I'd rather walk in a deciduous forest. And of course, the other dimension of this video is the cold weather exposure, which is really good for you if you are doing it a little bit at a time and build. That's just something to build up to as well. So how did this experiment go? It was not as chilly. I mean, it's not very cold, but it also wasn't as chilly as I thought. When I got out of the car, I thought, I do not want to do this. This is too cold and uncomfortable, and stubbed my toe early on the trail. It hurt so much because of the cold, and but your body warms up. That's the thing about cold exposure, is you can actually do it. I just think it's a good challenge of showing you that you can do something that your body thought would kill you. Yeah, you can actually do it. So it's one of those safe. It's a safe kind of a risk to take. Your toes will turn bright pink at first because your body is sending blood there, and then it will even out. If it doesn't even out, it is too cold for you. If your toes stay pink, if they start to turn purple, you need to abort that experiment. You can get sores called chilblains if you don't, if you're not built up to it. But it's circulation. Down to a certain temperature, it's just circulation, and your body knowing how to react to it. So that's why I do this, adapting my body to broader and broader spectrum of conditions. The worst risk that you can have, and we'll end on this. The worst risk you can have is self-consciousness. It's actually one of the reasons I do this. I even felt it on getting out of the car this morning to shoot this video. It was like, oh, people are going to be looking at me. People are going to think this is weird. It's going to draw me into conversations with extroverts that I would rather avoid. And it's just, don't be self-conscious. It's kind of like don't walk gingerly. If you're self-conscious about something, it's not going to be bringing you the benefits that it can. And so, I don't know, maybe doing something that could make you self-conscious actually strengthens you. Yeah, strengthens your feet, strengthens you against cold, strengthens you against the judgment of other people, or more really the fear that you might have of being judged. So it's been a good experiment today. I want to show you these birds. So many birds over there. This lens doesn't zoom in any further. I don't know if you get the full effect of this tree is full of birds. This tree is full of birds right now. Pay attention to your body. Pay attention to when you're too cold. Don't just take the first signal of cold as a danger sign. Actually pay attention. How much cold can you take? Don't take the first sensation of discomfort as a sense of a indication of danger. What is actually happening? Expand your attention.